So if you're living down in a hot coastal climate like Palmetto, Florida, you already know the environment can be pretty tough on your home. But have you ever stopped to think about the absolute beating your driveway takes day in and day out? Today we're diving into the latest concrete trends that do way more than just survive the Florida heat. They actually make a huge design statement. And if you think a driveway is just a place to park your car, well, you're about to see things a little differently.
So let's just start with this one simple question. Is your driveway really ready for Florida? You know, it's one of those things we totally ignore until, boom, the cracks and the stains start showing up. But a little bit of planning now can save you a world of hurt later.
And this really gets to the heart of what I like to call Florida's driveway dilemma. See, the Gulf Coast climate just throws this unique set of challenges at any building material, and your driveway is sitting right on the front lines, taking all the hits.
I mean, just think for a second what your driveway is up against. You've got that intense, blazing heat that makes it expand. You've got sky-high humidity. You've got those torrential downpours that come out of nowhere. And on top of all that, you have that salty, corrosive coastal air. It's a constant battle, 24/7. Any driveway here has to be built incredibly tough.
But here's the thing, and this is a huge shift in thinking we're seeing. A driveway isn't just about being functional anymore. It's not just a slab of concrete. It's one of the very first things people see when they pull up to your house. That makes it a critical piece of your home's curb appeal. And, you guessed it, its resale value. It really does set the entire stage for your property. All right, so how do you fight back against the climate and boost your home's style at the same time? Let's jump into 5 modern concrete trends that are doing exactly that. We're going to cover everything from these beautiful, natural looks to some really smart, eco-friendly options.
First up, we've got the undisputed champion of curb appeal, stamped concrete. Seriously, this is the #1 go-to for homeowners who want that super high-end look of natural stone or brick, but without all the cost and the maintenance headaches that come with it.
And what's so incredible is the versatility. I mean, you can get the look of classic cobblestone, or rustic wood planks, or sleek slate, but it's all got the hardcore strength of solid concrete underneath. And here's a huge plus for us here in Florida. It resists all that annoying weed growth that drives people with pavers absolutely crazy. It just blends in perfectly with our tropical landscaping.
All right, let's move on to trend number 2. Now this one is both incredibly stylish and super practical for our sunny climate. We're talking about cooling things down, literally, with light-colored concrete.
The science here is really simple, right? Lighter colors reflect sunlight instead of soaking it all in. Now, that not only keeps the driveway cooler to walk on, which is nice, but more importantly, it reduces the stress from all that expanding and contracting that leads to cracks. Tones like sandy beige and coastal white are just exploding in popularity because they look fantastic with modern Florida home designs.
Next up is a trend that adds that little touch of custom class, decorative borders. Think of it like putting a beautiful frame around a piece of art. It just instantly makes the whole driveway look more polished, more intentional, and way more upscale.
So a border does 2 things brilliantly. On the one hand, aesthetically, it creates this awesome visual contrast and gives you that clean, crisp line between your driveway and your lawn. But it also has a structural job. It actually reinforces and strengthens the edges of the driveway, which are usually the first places to start chipping and showing wear. Okay, our 4th trend is all about practicality and just adapting to modern life. Let's be honest, as families grow, so does the number of cars and boats and toys, which is why wider driveways are becoming way less of a luxury and more of a must-have. And this is about more than just fitting another car in there. We're talking about having a dedicated spot for your boat or your RV, giving guests a place to park off the street, and just making it safer and easier to get in and out. And here's the key. Concrete is the perfect material for this because it can handle the heavy weight of those big vehicles without even breaking a sweat.
And finally, trend number 5. This one really speaks to the growing environmental awareness we're seeing everywhere, and it is the absolute perfect solution for handling those famous Florida downpours. I'm talking about permeable concrete.
So instead of having this giant, solid surface where rainwater just pulls up or floods your yard, permeable concrete lets the water drain right through it, back into the ground where it belongs. This is a total game changer for managing stormwater runoff. It helps reduce erosion, and it gets rid of those huge, annoying puddles after every single storm. Okay, so we've looked at the top trends, but how do they actually stack up against each other? How do you choose? Let's do a really quick side-by-side comparison to help you see the pros and cons of each. This chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? Your standard concrete is, the durable, low-maintenance workhorse. But look over at stamped concrete. Its popularity is extremely popular. That tells you people want that mix of high design and toughness. And then look at the last one. Permeable concrete is rapidly increasing. That right there is the signal for where things are headed in the future.
So what's the bottom line here? It all comes down to what I call the curb appeal payoff. Because upgrading your driveway isn't just another expense, it's a really smart, long-term investment in your property.
And if you need one number that really drives that point home, here it is. A professionally installed concrete driveway can easily last 25 to 30 years, and maybe even longer. That's decades of performance and value.
So you see, what you're really getting is this whole package of benefits. It isn't just about looking good and boosting your property value. You're actually improving your home's functionality, you're improving its drainage, and you're improving its safety. It is a win-win-win.
Okay, before we wrap things up, let's tackle the #1 question that homeowners have about the most popular trend we just talked about, stamped concrete.
You know how it is. People see these beautiful, intricate patterns and textures, and they immediately wonder, okay, that looks great, but is it just for patios? Can it really handle my truck driving on it every single day?
And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. The stamped concrete that's used for driveways is reinforced and specifically engineered to handle the weight and the wear and tear of vehicle traffic. You absolutely get all the beauty without sacrificing any of the brawn.
So as we finish up, I just want to leave you with this one last thought. Your driveway, it's really the first chapter in your home story. It is the very first impression it makes. So the only question left is, what story is yours going to tell?